All right, welcome back. Smallie Chaser River Bassin Series mid-month October update for everybody. Crazy 2 weeks. It's been a blast. All the feedback I gotten has been really positive from everybody. Almost 250 fish caught in 2 weeks. I know there's some guys out there today, so we should get some more fish registered up today as well. But the 2 weeks were up on Sunday night. For kind of like a mid-week prize, mid-month prize packs for the tournament series, because we do things a little bit different than everybody else. We want to celebrate everybody and really get on there. If you haven't checked out the Facebook page, I'm trying to get as many of your catches up onto the Facebook page, and in some reels, and in some all the Instagram and all that good stuff for you guys that are out there fishing in October. A lot of people said we couldn't do it, and we're doing it. And we've got 39 anglers right now in the series for the month of October. That's a crazy turnout, I think, for October, when most people, their seasons are over and they're not out there fishing. But we know as Smallie Chasers, this is the best time of the year to fish, okay, chasing these Smallies. So we got that Smallie Chaser River Bassin Series. Big shout out. You can find on our banner board the supporting partners that are supporting the series right now during the monthlies as well as in the next year. Big shout out to Hooked Fishing Gear, P-Line, First Gen, Lake Edge Lures, Fish Hog, Kayak Scupper Plugs. Oh, geez. Big Bass USA, Oak Tree Outfitters. If you're looking for a hoodoo kayak in Virginia, that's where you go. Oak Tree Outfitters. Tactical Fishing Company, Invasive Lures. Cretalis Custom Rods. What else we got? Bent Rod, Fishing, and Combat Lures. And if I'm leaving somebody out. Feel like I am. Anyway. And B5. So, listen. And Retribution Swim Bait. So we've already got a couple from day one when we first opened the series. Okay? If you didn't fish it, check out that video. So we had a day one little competition, kind of like just to see what would happen for the guys that went out on day one. It was kind of a surprise thing. Troy Wines and Zach Hammersmith, they were the guys who, took the big fish, most fish and big fish for the day for surprise packs for day one. Now, midway through, let's take a look at where we are midway through the month, okay? And it's been absolutely crazy fun already for the first 2 weeks. I think this fall is going to be massive with people getting their PBs. We already have 5 Virginia, Maryland citation smallmouths on the board, okay? That is a 20-inch or more measurable length Smallie, okay? So each one of those individuals will also be getting sent as part of the 20-inch citation club, okay? They will be getting something sent to them for that fact if you catch a 20-inch Smallie in our series, because that's a big deal. So let's scroll down. Let's see where we're at. I apologize I'm not putting the Attorney X thing because for some reason Attorney X isn't allowing to share screen. It's really weird. Maybe it's just the back end. I'm not sure. So right now we got 39 anglers, like I said, 248 Smallies caught, all sizes. Right now we've got our big fish of the series right now is a 20.75 from Thomas Cox. Thomas Cox, 99.25 inches of smallmouth in October. First 2 weeks, Thomas has taken the prize pack for the Roanoke division. If you're interested in learning which rivers are part of the Roanoke division in our series, you can go on Attorney X. Our event is powered by Attorney X. God bless them. And click on Launch Maps, and a big prompt will come up, and it'll tell you the Roanoke division and our Piedmont division, Central division. And it'll tell you what river you're fishing on is where you're in terms of the monthly. Okay. So you're competing against guys on like rivers. And again, I clarified that in the beginning, and I'll just touch on it for a second. We have these rivers grouped together for a reason. They are based on Attorney X and Fishing Chaos tournament results for the past 3-4 years. They're based on electro surveys from our DNR DWRs. It's so people are fishing against like rivers and anglers with the same really chances of, in terms of length, as opposed to say someone fishing on like a small, you know, the Rivanna, trying to fish against the Rivanna, which has a lot of smallmouth, by the way. But putting them up against somebody on the New River or the Greenbrier or something like that just doesn't make sense. Okay, that's why we have the divisions. Okay, and so Thomas has taken that Roanoke division with 99.25, and our Central Division winner, okay, is the number 2 angler, Emily Reinhardt, right now with 92.25 inches. So she has taken the Central Division prize pack for the mid-month of October. And she has registered 92.25. She has a 20.25, a 19.25, another 19.25, a 17.25, and a 16.25. So congratulations to her. Thomas has a 20.75, a 20, a 20, a 19.25, and a 19.25. Okay? So those are your top prize pack winners for the mid-month. So that's 2 weeks into October. We already have 5 anglers above 90 inches after 2 weeks. And we currently have, I believe, 22 anglers with a scoreable fish. Now, at the end of the month, every angler that registers at least one scoreable fish is in a random drawing, okay? It's in a drawing. We got tons of stuff that we're doing that's different than all the other series, okay? So if you register for the event and you register one scoreable fish, you're automatically in a random drawing for one of the prize packs, okay? And it could be whatever the prize pack is. Some of these are pretty sick. But just remember that. And then plus we also have our monthly dink, which is our Futures 20. Right now that sits at 6.75 inches from Trevor English. He caught a 6.75 inch Future 20. What's a Future 20? It's a future citation bass, okay? As long as you do catch, photo, release, right? We want these bass to grow up. We want these smallies to grow up and become citation smallmouths, okay? Again, all your fish caught in this series count, just like the MLF is moving back towards, guys, okay? All your fish count, all right? No more of this, okay? You put the work in, you travel, you put the work in, you fish, you catch the fish, it counts, okay? It's all about catching fish. That's why we fish. That's why we go river bassing, is to catch fish, okay? All your fish count in this series, okay? Some people have had that struggle with them small fishes, getting them on the board and keeping them still. Other guys seem to have done pretty well. We've gotten quite a few fish under 10 inches. And that's just it. That's just the way it can be sometimes. But we also have gotten a considerable amount of fish over 18 inches, which I'm absolutely stoked about, because this helps us provide all this kind of information to our DWR and our DNR, okay, of where we are actually catching these smallies, and it helps them determine a lot of the things that they're going to do in terms of stocking and all these different things, new kayak ramps, all this stuff based on this kind of data, okay, and metrics that they use. And so that's really fundamental to what we want to do in this series, is highlight our river systems, highlight our anglers, reward anglers for participation in terms of like getting out there and chasing smallies, celebrate them, which I don't think a lot of series do anymore. Celebrate the anglers, post their fish up, celebrate their fish, make them videos that they can use on their page, maybe their pro staff for a company, and we create the video of their catches, all their catches in a real video that they can share and they can modify. If you get me, if you're fishing in the series and you have sponsors, just give me your sponsors. I can take care of all that and do that video footage, split, splice, all that good stuff. And so you have it, okay? And a lot of these will go into some promos for the series page, socials, all that stuff. Allows us to promote not only your sponsors, but allows us to promote our supporting partners for our trail, so they can continue to do that and we can continue to be able to provide prize packs and all that. Remember, this is a free monthly, and so there's got nothing to lose by registering for the event. I know a couple guys could only get out 2 days this month, but hey, they got fish on the board. Okay, so they got a shot at prize packs. Okay, they got a shot at having the dink fish. They still got a shot at having the big fish, right? Like, you still got a shot. It's not just accumulative. You know, one of the other things we're doing is like I said, all of the fish caught, okay, will go into some prize drawings, all right? And then obviously the person who catches the most fish in the month, that is a prize pack, okay? Right now, I think that obviously is Troy Wines, I believe, from Lynchburg, Virginia. He has caught 104 smallmouth in 2 weeks. So remember, log all your fish, okay? Again, you're getting credit not only for your dink fish, okay, in the sense that you could win a prize pack for the dink fish, but that fish also allows you, because you're scoring it and you're putting it on the board, a chance for other prize packs, okay? And so don't get caught too up on, winning the monthly in terms of, because the prize packs can be all over the place for different things. They're random as well, okay? So just remember that, okay? For participating in a free monthly. Okay, so what all I need though is, we do these updates, is I'm good to go with Troy and Zach, so I can get these get the first 2 weeks prize packs out in the mail. Thomas, if you're watching, I'll reach out to the anglers as well. But Thomas, if you're watching this video, Emily, if you're watching this video, reach out to me with your address or wherever you would like for me to send your prize pack to, so I can get that out to you here in the next few days. So you can get that. And again, and spread the word. That's the other thing. It's like, listen, this is our first month. Brand new. We dropped this series, I think 2 days before October even began. And so, spread the word, you know what I mean? And get people into the series for next year. Let them come on board, fish for, this fall in free monthlies. Figure out Tourney X. I know a lot of people, this is their first time on Tourney X. A lot of guys come from Fishing Chaos because that's where KBF is. And, we just wanted to, I had some people pose that question to me, Jay, why'd you go with Tourney X, not Fishing Chaos, because KBF's on Fishing Chaos? And I was like, because the other events that we want to get our anglers into, eventually, are also on Tourney X. So if someone wants to go fish Bassmaster, if someone wants to go fish Tourney Hobie, they'll have experience with Tourney X. Okay, so you're not going to your first Bassmaster event or your first Hobie event after fishing KBF events, monthlies, challenge series, river series, fall series, our Smallie Chaser series, and then you get out there and you got to learn a new app, you got to figure it all out, right on the event and all that stuff. We don't want that to happen to you, okay? Because that stuff can be overwhelming for first time people. It just can be. So what we want to do is have a trail where people can practice, understand both apps, go in and out of both apps, be able to log fish, all that kind of stuff, either from the gallery or from the app, and know the differences of the two. So when they get out in these different events nationally, for some of these guys, because I really think this series is going to highlight some of the best Smallie chasers in our region that are absolute hammers, that these guys have no idea. These guys at the national trails have no idea exist, because these guys have never fished any of those events. They're the local guys, families, work restrictions that keeping them from, financials. These events are not cheap. $295, I think, something like that for Hobie, $250 for Bassmaster. They're not cheap events, relative to most people in this economy. So we want to be able to get them the experience of, and then be able to use our supporting partners and grow through our series to send them to those events. Okay, so they can represent our series in those events to where they don't have to worry about the entry fee. Okay, that's what we want to get to. That's what we mean by promoting from within our series and celebrating our anglers who help us celebrate our river systems. Okay, it's a partnership. Okay, this series is the angler series. It's the Smallie Chaser series. We are a smallmouth only series. We fish the way we like to fish. Okay. We don't have the same necessarily. We follow KBF. We will be a KBF partner club for the Ambassador Series because a lot of guys have shown interest in wanting to go to that kind of championship level, club partner series level. But we also use KBF rules, but we also make amendums, I guess is the word, or adaptations and changes to the rule, like wade fishing and tether fishing and all of those things, because that's how we like to fish, okay? We know that a lot of guys, trust me, I've heard from them. We know that a lot of largemouth guys, we know that a lot of people that chase the greenfish don't like that, they have their different rules for them, for their series. I totally understand and totally respect it, okay? But the folks in our series, just understand when you go to KBF and you're going to do the fall Smallie series or the river series, that you make sure you read through all those rules and make sure that you're following those guidelines, okay? Because they are, while they're the basis for our series, we do have some changes, okay? And that's just from feedback from our anglers that our anglers want, whether it be access, wade fishing, again, size, don't not have a minimum all fish count, you know, those kinds of differences, nuances, I guess, that make our series a little bit unique. You know, and then the luxury of being able to fish. Now, that being said, we will begin to announce our weekend events, single day and multi 2-day events for 2024 coming up here in the next few weeks, okay? So a multi-day event is a 2-day Saturday, Sunday event, okay? And as it states, you're fishing both days, okay? Now, we are going to get the feedback from the community on whether or not we would want that to be 2 single-day events or a cumulative event. And we're going to put a survey out for everybody that's registered for our monthly, because you are part of the community now. If you haven't registered for our monthly, then you know what? You got to put skin in the game, okay? You got to be part of it, okay? You know, if you want your vote to count, all right? If you want your opinion to count, want your opinion to matter, you got to have skin in the game. So everybody that's registered up for our series this fall, we then will get together, we'll create the survey, and we will figure out what the majority of the people in our series want. Do they want 2 single-day events or 1 cumulative event? Obviously, a larger payout. Obviously, a lot more involved in a 2-day. Entry fee will be more, so the payout will be more. Or do people want to just be able to pick one of the days and fish 2 single days like KBF does? We're going to leave that up to our community. You know, and the majority wins. Okay, so that's really how we'll do it, and we'll announce the places. And we got some really great rivers that we are planning to schedule. You're also at this point looking to schedule 1 overnight float style event, which means it's a 2-day event on 1 river system in which it's a float event. Okay. So you don't have to do the overnight float, but you can do the overnight float and you can fish continually. You'll be able to fish continually, okay, up until we'll set that, you know, late 11 p.m., maybe 11 p.m. to 5 a.m., you know, restriction period of no fishing. But you'll be able to fish early in the evening to mid-evening to late evening, you know, on Saturday, camp out, and then continue down. So we'll have like maybe a launch. We'll figure that out with shuttle service. We'll have a lot to figure that out. But that's going to be a great event, I think, for people who want that experience of camping out, maybe camping in the middle of the river, you know, that kind of stuff, having that kind of camaraderie, celebrate, you know, all that kind of stuff. We'll see how we can get that scheduled up and with our partners and campground, you know, situations like that. But we will have the single-day events and some 2-day events, and at least 1 we're hoping for overnight, barring any kind of like logistical and ordinance and legal and insurance and all that kind of crap that you got to go through. But that's a goal anyway. If we can't do that, then we'll certainly do the 2-day, and we'll make the 2-day to where you could just do it yourself and figure out where you're going to be on the river. Or just stay within your launch area, whatever, for 2 days. You know how that is. I firmly know that in a lot of these river systems, there's some jackpot areas. There is in every river system. I hear that all the time from people. You know, if you can do a 100-mile river event, and 2/3 of the field is going to be in a 1 mile stretch of a river because that's a known stretch of the river where there are significant Smallie populations because other tournaments have been there. We see that on Susquehanna all the time, right? Okay, the anglers all went to the same place. They always go because that's what they know. The point is to expand it, and so the people that are now using these monthlies, okay, using these monthlies in the two divisions to find new water and to find where the big uns are during the monthly event. So when we schedule an event on the New River, when we schedule on the Upper James, when we schedule on the Shenandoah, okay, or the Upper Potomac, okay, you have already found spots throughout the monthly events during the year to help you out in your single day or multi-day event, okay? And so that's really, really what, the purpose of the monthlies is going to be, is to get you out on the water into some different rivers, not fish the same water over and over again, and expand, your own horizons in terms of like being an angler. That will allow you to set you up to fish some of these other events and other trails in the region, like KBF or other local and regional trails that will pop up, and also double dip in some of these things. Depending on what other people's schedules are, and then when we release our schedule, be able to double dip on a body of water that may also have a largemouth event, that you only can submit Smallies to our event, but you could fish submit whatever largemouth you catch to the other event, because there's plenty of rivers that obviously got both. Okay, and we've seen that already in the KBF River Series already. But 39 anglers already, 248 Smallies registered, and I think I had one just come in, so I've got to judge that, and hopefully we'll get up to 250 today, or more. Great start for the first month. I want to thank everybody who has participated and everybody who's given me great feedback, everybody who's got ideas. You can always reach out to me, JL Scott Fishing and Eats on Messenger, or actually you can also shoot me a message through Tony X as well. Yep, I think that's it. I think I just got one submitted in. All right. So we still got about a couple guys, about 10 guys, 10 or 12 guys that logged on. Got a couple guys joined the last 48 hours as well. Hopefully we'll get some of their fish up on the board here. And then we'll see where we're at for the rest of the month. So the 2 weeks is in and complete. If you've won a prize pack, that's Thomas Cox, Emily Reinhart, okay, for the 2 week. Again, like I said, hit me up. I'll try to do a couple of these updates as we get closer to the end of the month and start revealing a little bit more about what we got for next month coming up. Get some ideas and feedback from all you guys on next month. I'm hoping we're going to be able to fish the entire month of November. Again, like we had October based on the weather. The extended weather forecast for the next 2 to 3 weeks looks pretty darn good. So we'll see what happens going into November and Thanksgiving. All right, mates.